Now they got Big Vic. They got him.
I was sitting in that drawing room, by the way, where they actually do the lottery, not the TV room.
Okay.
And Brian Wright, the general manager of the Spurs, just had a very Spursian reaction, which was not at all. He just sat there and was like, I was talking to other representatives.
So he knew that
no, he didn't.
The four digits were his?
No, well, yeah, you know. So how it works in the drawing room
tell me.
Is you have all these ping pong balls, like Powerball, and somebody pulls the numbers up, and on a wall there are 8 whiteboards or 8 poster boards with 1,001 different number combinations.
Right.
So when the numbers are pulled out, there's a representative there that literally just scans the wall looking for that number combination, and they say San Antonio. Right, that's what they said at number 1. And Brian Wright, the GM of the Spurs, just kind of no response. No response. No response whatsoever.
No LFG.
I talked to a couple of other representatives in that room who said that if they called my name out, you wouldn't have been able to control me. Like, one said he would have put his feet up on the desk and pulled a cigar out. Like, and just, I mean, but isn't that just the perfect Spurs response for a representative for the team to just be like, all right, cool.
Yeah,
we got the next Tim Duncan. Great. Probably better. Awesome. And now Tim Duncan, who lives in San Antonio, like, I think he works at a mechanic shop or runs his own mechanic shop. He's going to work with this guy next season.
So
it's incredible.
Tim Duncan was the David Robinson, but better, right?
Yeah.
And now Wembanyama is now Tim Duncan, but better.
Yeah. No pressure on Wembanyama, though, right? Like, he's just... Like, if he turns out to be anything less than Wilt Chamberlain, it's apparently...
But Greg Popovich is going to handle this well, don't you?
I
mean, like, there's no
look, this is why people were texting me afterwards being like, rigged. It's got to be rigged. Send him to San Antonio. Like, I don't know. I've been in that room for 7 or 8 times over the last 10 years. If they're rigging this process, it's the most elaborate rigging I've ever seen.
They're not rigging.
They're not.
In all honesty, if they wanted to rig it, because the way I read it, is that after the first 3 numbers were pulled, of the remaining 11 numbers that would have determined 11 ping pong balls that were going to determine which was the 4-digit code associated with another team, that the Wizards had 6 of the 11 numbers in their pocket to get this kid. Don't you think the league, if they were going to rig it, would have put him on right in the middle of the Eastern time zone, right in the middle of the Eastern Seaboard? I mean, if they had that option, right?
They would have. Yeah, I think the only places like the league, the only place the league didn't want him probably was Dallas, because Dallas mailed in the end of the season, and you don't want to reward that for
right.
But look, there's no doubt that San Antonio is the best place he could possibly wind up, like a multicultural organization that is known for player development
from France.
Yeah, from France. Played on Tony Parker's team in France for a little while. And he's going to get the chance to work under the coach that groomed Tim Duncan into the star he became. And presumably Duncan, I've read, is going to be part of that coaching staff next year and is going to be able to work with him. Like, if Victor Wembanyama is going to reach his potential, he's probably going to do it in San Antonio.
Unbelievable.
Chris, real quick, Brockman and I were having a discussion. Do you think the Spurs, can you see them making any moves to kind of maybe bring some of these French-born players that are already in the league to their team to kind of help him adjust, like a Batum or a Fournier or one of these type guys?
No, I don't know what Popovich would do at Fournier. Like, the guy that doesn't defend at all. I don't think they're focused on bringing in guys that are going to make Wembanyama more comfortable culturally. I mean, this guy's played in a lot of different places at a very young age. He came over to Vegas and played with his team in that great 2-game exhibition against the G League team. I think it's more about finding guys that fit, bringing veterans in around him, no matter where they're from, to help introduce him to the NBA and bring him along slowly in a low-pressure environment. The Spurs are going to have no pressure to win next year. Like, they've got a bunch of young guys and one of the worst records in the NBA. He is going to have ample opportunity to grow organically, and that's going to work out, I think, really well for him.
Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.